What do Filipinos prefer when it comes to romantic relationships? And what are the differences in preferences between men, women, and gays? Well, to seek enlightenment as well as to debunk any myths, Island Rose, the premier online flower delivery in the country, made a nationwide survey covering 1,500 respondents aged 18 to 60 years old. And here to tell us about some of the interesting findings is Dustin Andaya, Marketing Director of Island Rose. Dustin, welcome to Mornings at ANC.
Hello, and happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's. You're not in red. Why?
No. Because you're surrounded by red. You're surrounded. Well, it's got to be one of the busiest days of the year for you. I mean, you were saying, puyat na puyat yata
yeah, we haven't slept.
You haven't really slept. The survey is quite interesting as well, what you guys did and what is popular amongst Filipinos. Tell us about some of the quirkiest findings that you guys came up with through your research.
Well, there are a lot. There are of course the normal ones. For example, there's that perception that Filipinos like foreign men, and the survey came out with both Filipinos and Filipinas like Filipino men. Next is Chinito, which is basically Filipino also. The third comes in with for the men, they like mestiza, Spanish mestiza, which is probably maybe 20 years ago it would have been first, no?
But I've come across a lot of friends, female friends, who've already said that nowadays they'd rather go for foreign men, maybe because of how their relationships with Filipino men have become. But we're talking about a different age demographic here. But what age demographic more or less said that they'd rather still go for the Filipino men?
Actually, the age demographic of the survey is pretty young. Because
18
these are internet users. I think most of them would be between in their 20s.
Okay. How many people were sampled?
1,500.
Okay.
So it's probably the largest of its kind out there right now.
Do you have a breakdown of how many of the 1,500 were men and how many of them were women?
Most were women, maybe because women are more
patient with the surveys.
Yeah, more patient with the survey. Plus, they're the type who would answer the survey. To think that the prize for the survey, for answering the survey, because we have a raffle afterwards, was a gadget, was a iPod Touch.
Wow!
But more women still answered. So I think it's just more women tend to go answer that kind of
is the notion of love at first sight. We have it on our graphics that a lot of people
because I don't have it on my head.
They still believe in love at first sight. But how different is it now as to, I'll not reveal my age, but how different is it for people who are 40 years old and above? Do they still believe in love at first sight?
Well, yeah. Most people that we surveyed believe in love, whether men or women, believe in love at first sight. But when you ask them if they have been in love at first sight,
they've actually experienced it.
Most women say no. The guys say yes. Naman guys.
Talaga? Kami naman, makita ba sa atin yung love at first sight eh?
Yeah, makita lang, okay na. Love na eh.
Oh, the package looks good. Okay.
Before the survey came out, when was the last time that you guys conducted a survey?
We never.
This is the first one of it.
We were going to conduct a survey among our clients, just to see what's going on out there, and then we thought, if we're gonna do it anyway, might as well just go for it. So we put a budget in, and then we rolled out the survey. So.
Well, I mean, you guys have very interesting questions. In your findings, you found out 40% of males will date someone who's good looking even if their interests don't match. Oh, surprise, surprise.
Really now?
Really now.
Really
versus
now?
only 25% of females who would do the same. I mean, I think men are from Mars, women are from Venus. I think it's just, men and women continually, I think biologically, are just, think of things in different ways.
Did you see the one about dating ugly?
That survey about women. Women would rather date somebody who's ugly and has a lot of money.
Last week. That's the SWS.
Last week, right? The SWS survey.
Oh, did they say that? We didn't ask the money part in that question, but women, the same with this question. It's pretty much related. Women tend to date people
Men have material
ugly.
means. Yeah.
When you ask the guys, no way. It doesn't happen that way.
Physical is still pretty important, and women tend to look at the other outside circumstances
Maybe
or other
smarter,
characteristics.
No, but at what age? At what age do looks? Does looks take a back seat? At what age? Have you ever considered that and asking that question?
Well, you know, the survey, we can cross-reference between age groups because we did ask the age.
Right.
But in the initial report that came out, it wasn't cross-referenced. But my guess, looking at it from, you know, when we looked at the result, my guess is the looks will always matter.
Always matter.
Yeah, I mean, in general.
In general.
Well, I think it's also relative. I mean, technically, if you're attracted to someone and you think they're good looking, doesn't necessarily mean that everyone else thinks that they are. So, but probably for the most part, everyone thinks the attraction is important.
And I'll also throw in something else. Is a May December romance now? Does it still play a factor? Like, is it still frowned upon? Like an older woman and a younger man, and vice versa. Not a really older man. A man who's quite advancing in age, and a young woman. Is it still frowned upon?
I looked at it. It's not published in the results I gave you. I looked at the way men and women see dating older men. Now, like the survey said, the men tend to like younger women, and women tend to like older men. So I looked at how far that is. And as they get older, the age gap gets bigger. The older, parang walang age gap sa lower, but sa upper meron sa older.
But I think, you know, there's a saying that goes that age is a number. It's never really how old or how young you are. It's how the both of you tend to be interested with how your personalities are. So I think, personalities play a more important role more than age, economic demographic, and all that. What do you think?
Of course, I believe it. I believe it.
Well, you guys also took a look at what's the most attractive outside of physical features, or maybe how people are attracted to one another physically. There are also certain characteristics that I guess are more appealing. No wonder I'm not in a relationship. Look, for straight males and females, cooking is the most attractive talent for the opposite sex. No wonder. That's it. We've solved the mystery. No, but cooking seems to be, you know, straight to the stomach. Straight to the man's heart. And then what's interesting about the survey is you guys also took a look at the third sex, and it says that for gay males, athletic ability is the most attractive talent.
That's why a lot of them are buffed.
Well, a lot of gay men work out. Well, are very physical. Tell us about a couple of the details with, with cooking being one of the most attractive.
It's something strange. I don't know why it came out that way, but across all, cooking was number one. And let me see.
I have an answer for that. Why cooking is already starting to play a factor.
Because
one, you have a lot of people who are now working who don't live at home anymore, so they don't cook. Where some of them either go to cooking school or they take up culinary classes. But in general, they live alone. They don't get to cook. They eat fast food, so they miss home cooked meal.
But you know, I think when we were looking at it, what we were thinking is the guys look at cooking as a talent in a different light.
Yes.
And the girls look at it as maybe something sexy, but the guys look at it as, whoa, she can cook for me.
Exactly. I think it's vice versa.
Yeah, it's a different way, but it's the same talent that they like, but it's in a different light. You know what I mean?
It reflects something different. I think for women, it's finally like, wow, a guy who's willing to maybe go against the norm.
For you, Jen, let me put you on the spot. If a man knows how to cook, how much points does he score with you?
How many dishes is the question? If you only, is it scrambled eggs and that's it? I'm just kidding. But
let me put some cheese and chives with that.
No, but it does. It scores points just because you know that person will take out the time and
the effort
prepare.
to actually prepare a meal for you.
And I don't know how to cook at all, so
it's major points.
Exactly.
Major points for you.
Was there a second after cooking? Was there a number two?
Yeah, for the men, I believe it was singing. And then for the women, I believe it's playing a musical instrument.
That's my number. Cooking and singing. Cooking and singing. No wonder.
For a man that can sing, scores points with you.
Oh yeah.
Well, a woman that can sing scores points with me, right, Ron Cruz?
Well, no wonder I'm so low on the tally. I mean, number one's cooking, number two is singing. I mean, what's number three? Can we get a number three?
Cooking and singing lessons, Ginge.
And
That's
singing
my
lessons,
Valentine's gift for you,
exactly.
sweetheart.
All right. Well, let's go on with this one. On gift giving now, both men and women agree that flowers are the most thoughtful gift on a date or for a date, followed by chocolates and jewelry. I'm going to go ahead and put jewelry at number one. Come on.
Come
who are we
on.
lying to? Now, who are we lying to?
Jewelry's number one.
Jewelry is number one, exactly. But for both men and women.
But it was ano kasi the question was for the first date because it was a dating.
I see.
Yeah.
So you didn't want
First
something
date.
that's, you
First
know.
date.
So I guess it's kind of psychotic, the way first date you bring diamonds.
So well, these
Flowers
are
and
beautiful
movie.
flowers and well, these are beautiful flowers that we have
Oh, yeah.
here
Stuffed
on
toy.
the table and a stuffed toy. Are these still things that people like to receive? I mean, stuffed animals. I don't
Yeah.
think I've ever received a stuffed toy. No, I have once. And they didn't man.
You were 14?
No, when I was 16. But I mean, are there still uso pa ba? Uso pa ba yung pagmimigay ng stuffed toys?
Our staff in our office had to convince me for around 2 years to start offering it with our products. Around 2 years, they were convinced. Like, finally, I said yes, but we'll do it this way. We did the messenger bear, we call it. You can change the message in front.
I
That's
see.
nice.
It's a bit
little
different. Yeah,
It's more, it's not just the toy itself, but it's the message on the stuffed toy.
You want to hear another survey? In our number one message, of course, is I love you.
Oh.
Next
Yeah.
is mahal kita. The third is I'm sorry.
Dapat isang line lang yan eh. Mahal kita, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right. Well, just before we go, I mean, I think just a little bit more on the survey. I mean,
Yeah.
the most attractive color is white
Yeah,
for
boring,
men.
No? Yes.
I think that's, I mean, I can believe that. I think there's like an innocent.
Get a tan first,
Yeah,
then you
can
wear
play that
white.
up. So white, and then for women it was black and
Yeah.
blue.
Wow.
And for gay men it's
Oh, I think it was black.
black as
I
well.
wouldn't
Black
know.
as well. I think for men it was white, and then it was black, and then it was red. I think it was. Well, Dustin.
White?
Dustin,
That's why you're wearing black underneath that
well,
sweater.
Dustin, for last minute Valentine gift givers, where can they contact Island Rose if they are if you guys are still offering
Take it down,
some
boys.
of these
Take the number
beautiful
down.
flowers?
Well, it's just log on to islandrose.net, www.islandrose.net. You can order online. Although for delivery today it's already closed. But of course, it's never too late. And then you can also go to any LBC branch, Mini Stop, and M. Lulier.
Oh, okay.
And it's our payment centers. You can pay there, and then we'll deliver.